except that one affords me more financial gain than the other, although I enjoy both probably equally. I like very much still to paint and sculpt, but I always felt I had to work at it very hard. And what I was good at doing was conceptualizing things. I was a good conceptualist, and I came up probably with very interesting ideas for how you could use music and theatre together, for instance. And some of the subject matter of my paintings and sculptures are fairly interesting. Maybe I'm a conceptualist.
It's a god-awful small affair to the girl with the mousy hair. But her mommy is...
Les yeux verrons de David, l'un est bleu, l'autre est devenu vert à la suite d'un coup de poing, vont être les seuls éléments permanents et mystérieux d'un visage toujours changeant. Pour David Bowie, les costumes et les maquillages sont aussi importants que la musique. S'inspirant du couturier japonais Yamamoto, il fait façonner les costumes de Ziggy Stardust, sorte d'opéra rock, mettant en scène les aspects fulgurants et dramatiques de la vie d'une rockstar venue des étoiles. Influencé par le Velvet Underground, dont il reprend 2 titres, il puise ses thèmes dans les débuts de carrière en dents de scie de Vince Taylor ou Iggy Pop. En révolutionnant la scène rock, Bowie va faire de Ziggy son incarnation de fiction androgyne, un personnage culte pour toute une génération.
Jamming good with weird and spiders with Mars with a bladed left hand, but it didn't too far. Became the special man, then he would sing his band.
A superstar of the beat age prepares to meet his public. David Bowie spends 2 hours before a show caressing his body with paint. Bowie is a skinny lad with a pasty complexion and ochre-dyed hair in a teddy boy style of 20 years ago. Yet with a dash of makeup, he's transforming himself into an object that is worshipped by millions of girls. Outside the Winter Gardens of Bournemouth, some of those fans are arriving to pay homage to a man who's become the high priest of pop. Every seat was sold months ago. Some fans were even blessed with a glimpse of the master as he scurried into the theatre.
Oh, no, I want to see him.
What are you so upset about?
I want to see him. They said he was coming round the back. I've been waiting for ages to see him. 9 o'clock.
Why are you so upset?
He's smashing. I kissed him. I kissed his hand. I kissed his hand. I kissed his hand. I kissed him. I went, oh, it's lovely. I've been waiting to see him for ages. He's fantastic. Don't worry. I kissed his hand.
He's got thin little legs.
I know, He's got lovely legs. Oh, yeah.
Now Ziggy play guitar.
So many things happened. Again, as I said earlier, it had been in my mind for some time to bring together elements of theatre, cinema, fashion, literature and rock music, and present something that truly kind of captured the culture at the time, which is kind of what I was trying to do. And elements of things like Clockwork Orange, there was something so dramatically alien in the way that Kubrick had visualized the Burgess book. There was something so theatrical about the violence in it, and the nature of how violence addressed itself, literally had dressed itself, which I felt, for the first time, there was an overtly subversive element to the way the dress was used. It was used as a menace. My menace went a different way, because I thought of the idea of alienation and tried to dress alienation. And my alienation came from the cultural symbol of the Japanese, who at that time in the West was still virtually an unknown entity. The idea of Japan and its culture was still something that we didn't know very much about in Britain. I think probably France knew far more about it than we did, or at least in Asia. England was still very empirical. And so I took on the idea of vaguely some of the aspects of kabuki theatre and how they dressed themselves and the assistants that we used to pull clothes off. And I utilised that as well. There are elements of Metropolis that I've, the machinations of an industrial society gone crazy. All these things I kind of wanted to put together to illustrate, I don't know, something I couldn't articulate in words. And for some reason, the situation that was on stage actually did capture a public imagination to an extent that I had never expected, really. It was far more successful than I ever thought it would be.
Do you get nervous still?
Do I get nervous? Yeah, I'm joking.
You're David Bowie's wife, right?
Yes, I am.
What's it like with all these girls loving your husband so much?
Absolutely fabulous. Wouldn't you love to be loved by so many?
I'm a mama, papa calling for you. I'm a space invader. I'll be a rock and roller bitch for you. Keep your mouth shut. You're smoking like a big monkey bear, and I'm busting up my brain for the world. No, I am. Keep your electric eye on me, baby. Put your ring unto my head. Press your space close to my love. Freak out in the loading station. Oh, yeah.
Would you say that Ziggy was a monster?
Oh, he certainly was. When I first wrote Ziggy, I mean, it was just an experiment. It was an exercise for me. And he really grew sort of out of proportion, I suppose. Got much bigger than I thought Ziggy was going to be.
Your love would feel but dreamless, and the Georgia dreams was closed.
I found an awful problem finding a professional personality, I think is the way that I would express that. I really was uneasy about going on stage as myself. I wasn't happy as a performer. And when I stumbled into the idea of Ziggy Stardust, and it was kind of again, a confluence of things that came together and produced the Ziggy situation, I felt so comfortable with it because I was able to virtually disappear behind him and have him do all my things for me in public. And it gave me a kind of an artificial confidence, which gradually became my confidence, but it took a good 10 years for it to do that.
It's another fellow, you know?
Well,
It's different.
Nobody like him can produce the music.
Isn't it a bit degrading
Fantastic
standing outside
person.
the door while he's inside?
Perhaps for him.
Sorry?
No.
Why? It's degrading for me standing outside here.
Why? You go in there.
Don't you find... I mean, why do you stand here?
What do you think?
Change it. Turn and face the strain.